First of all, rather happy to be here. It's an amazing conference, the NOAH conference. It's a lot of people and a lot of interest in our topics. And I'm representing a company which is pretty much consider itself actually being at the heart of commerce. So literally, I'm feeling sitting or standing in front of a lot of good partners and friends, like Adyen on the floor, just recently. You see Concardis, Stripe, SumUp, name them. This is all very strong partners of our company already today. Talking a little bit about Mastercard. So who are we? So who's Mastercard? So I hope you're neither disappointed nor surprised, but we do not issue credit cards. So basically, Mastercard is a technology company enabling global payment in an electronic manner. We connect consumers, merchants, financial institutions, governments, to bring them actually their payment in their daily life. We are a truly global company with 210 countries operating worldwide and growing. And we do actually leverage a huge data pool, and we bring a very convenient, seamless payment experience to our consumers. So now, I have a small issue here with the ticker. Talking a little bit of figures, we've seen a lot of figures, and I guess you basically will be very familiar with those. So why are we so happy and so proud to work in this industry, and why we look so nicely into the future? It's basically because there's a lot of predictions which all focus that we basically will have, by 2019, 200 billion annual transactions in a digital or mobile environment. That's a huge amount, right? So this is basically enabled by at least 2.7 billion mobile users. And if you look into today's figures, 82% of Europeans are already connected to the internet. So this is why it's so interesting to work in this environment currently. So this means by 2020 we will have 30% of all transactions at least digital. So it's pretty much aligned with what Adyen just said. Those transactions, they will not only come from more activation of existing companies. So technology is a really core driver bringing us into new industries. So those 200 billion transactions will basically come from all sorts of new environments, new industries, and they will be driven by basically technology. Today our business is actually very much influenced by three intertwined dynamics, which is technology, as I said. It's regulation. It's a rather heavily regulated environment in the meantime. But we do not focus on this today. It's actually a day-filling program on itself. And it will be the social trends, which is basically the consumers. It's all of you, right, who are using the products. And we've heard a lot today already about evolution and revolution. So I do not want to hit those things as well, but we are in a very fast evolution at least, right? And if we look into the timelines we had basically in the past, it took us 40 years to get from MagStripe transactions to chip. Now, since 10 years, we have chip very well established, and since 10 years, we have contactless very well established. So nobody doubts those things anymore. And in the last 2 to 3 years, we also established everything around mobile, right? Internet of Things. So it means the way we innovate and the way actually we structure our business and how we come forward is rapidly fast growing and going into new technologies. So we go from digital, from physical pretty much to digital. I'm not intending to talk too much about products and solutions. We do have a massive lot of solutions, right, to enable our partners. Just one thing is our wallet solution, right? It's called Masterpass. So this is a truly omni-channel, very seamless way actually to put your card into a wallet, and you can pay in all kind of environments, in all channels, if you like, in-store, in-app, and online. And I think it's rather important to say those channels, they converge. So the physical store will more and more adapt technologies which we usually know from mobile and e-commerce. We heard this from Adyen, and we will hear this from Stripe and the other companies coming after. In-app is basically something we use mobile, but you can use in-app in the store as well. So those things really, they converge. So this is pretty much where we go. And you can use those technologies and these products across all devices. And when you ever thought about how the digital giants bring payment into a smartwatch, then basically this is a Mastercard digital enablement service, which is bringing the card into the device. It's a very easy way of explaining it. Of course, there's some more complexity behind. And we're bringing it into an absolutely secure environment via our tokenization services. So basically, those payments are entirely run on our platforms. If you look into the smartphone and you combine payment and a nice chat you have on WhatsApp, whatever it is, you combine those two things and you enter actually the buzzword chatbot. Or you look into conversational commerce. So we recently launched together with Facebook, in the Facebook Messenger, a payment application, which is today used in Turkey with Getir, a small supermarket chain, alike with Subway and with JetBlue and a lot of other. Going further, a little bit of a different form factor. It's our nice robot. It's actually, we call him Pepper, and he's doing his duty in Pizza Hut in Singapore. So this is basically a voice recognition, but working on the same principles. The refrigerator on this picture in my back actually is a representation of the Internet of Things. So Samsung smart fridges, they have a MasterPass wallet enabled in there, so you can actually make your order straight at the fridge when it's empty. It's a representation, could be any other industry. A very interesting industry we are tapping into is automotive. And from my point of view, it's a very nice representation where you can combine all the things we have on board. It's data. So we tap into a huge database. So I'm not sure whether you're aware, but we have the second or third largest data warehouse in the world. It's only the global weather data is a bigger database than what we have. So what you can do here is actually you can aggregate everything around mobility. So it means you're sitting in the car, you want to do something which is a cost in the car. You maybe need to fuel your car. You maybe want to park your car on the street, in a garage, wherever it is. Or you may want to park your car and take a ride with the public transport. You can aggregate in a single standard all those transactions into one single platform. With the data you get, actually, you build a huge loyalty. So this is what we would see actually in the environment of connected car. And it's going far beyond this. So it's an amazing, and this is actually launched with General Motors already in the US. Last but not least, very important point. So all those innovations, of course, are always in discussion about security. Our brand is standing for security. We invest heavily and most of our time, and a lot of time actually, into those environments. So it's of our utmost interest. And we do this actually in a pretty much three-layered approach. And we're securing the account, we're securing the card holder, you directly, and we're securing the transaction, every single transaction, to make this as good as possible, obviously. Well, I'm pretty much at the end, so time is ticking, 3 zeros in front of me. I would like to invite you actually to connect with us. We have a nice team here on the NOAH conference. We are happy to talk to you, and we invite you to cooperate and looking for new partnerships. Thank you very much for your time.